Yes, it's strange.
So new.
Okay. Xa kuqhwatyiwe ezazandla ziqhatywa unansi nguyanga kabe ngathi uphelelwe lithemba umntana nansiyona nto ndiyifunayo. Yeah.
New clapper.
Okay. You see, he's doing other jobs.
Overextender.
Because he just complains.
All right.
I'm gonna do a job A1 Ngqoko.
Ngqoko-Sterkspruit.
Yeah, man, welcome to it. Another episode of Ephondweni. The epic one. I don't want to say special. So I had to go out. I had to go out and look for, I'm going to look for synonyms. Yeah, I'm going to look for synonyms so that, each episode I use a synonym that's special.
My God.
Epic.
Uzawusebenza.
Kalonzo wahamba nazo bazi-10 saxa ndifika ku-10
I was just like, welcome to this one.
Welcome to another one, Ephondweni Podcast. This is Yakib Mavula Kuvaliwe. I'm with the certified gatekeeper.
And all I ever do is keep the gates open. It's on you to come through. My name is Poetic Soul.
Yeah, man. Hey, you went out, we're keeping gates out in Sterkspruit.
Sterkspruit and a village, it's a lady, Fre.
Okay.
A Ngqoko.
Ngqoko.
Yes.
Okay.
We're out with Abantu Development Agency researching umculo wakwantu, sandi sakwantu, saseMpuma Kapa. So we met with umama baseNgqoko, abombelayo, abangqokolayo.
Oh, that should be nice.
It was beautiful. And Sterkspruit, we met with Bomeba Kohohobeng.
Okay.
Batlokwa. Yeah, from the Batlokwa tribe. And we also met with Mahlubi.
Okay.
Nabo abacula isihlubi.
That space is quite diverse, man.
Very much.
In terms of, you have black people who are coming from a different cultural backgrounds in one space.
And you even feel it in their language and how they diluted. Also quite, it's supposed to be a rural area, but it's quite urbanized.
Okay.
Therefore, Sterk. You find that culturally it's a bit diluted as well, a bit watered down. We did our research, we couldn't find much, it was quite sad.
There's Africans, there's Xhosa.
But there's not a full expression of Sesotho or a full expression of Ubuhlubi. It's just, this is how we do it. Like, there's no rationale behind it.
Is it not 20 minutes away from Lesotho?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
I think now it makes sense in terms of the
language.
The language dynamics of the space.
Yeah, no, it is. So even nelali zakhona, kukho ilali zabeSuthu, kukho ilali zabeXhosa. And then there's that thing of Batlokwa, Barolong, and then Mahlubi, Batembu, Jalonjal. It's a lot.
How are the politics there in terms of, because our people, what I found also with rural space is that back on the hostility between Lales Tile and Estile, if we can use what happened at PSG, as a precursor of what we're talking about, or as an example.
What did happen in PSG?
In PSG, kwaphela abantu beyolala eNanskeni emahlathini because of a fight eyayiqale some 20 years back.
Oh, the Chinese, you killed my father 20 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. So 20 years back, what happened was there was a fight. I don't know if someone got killed from Gwenye Ilali. Now the generation ekoyo ibuyisa ke ngoku le, yes, from kulala kwacaba kukho abantu abathathwayo kuthiwa mabayohlala kuyozinyelwa abantwana mabahanjiswe kuthweni because yinyikitya.
When did this happen?
If not early this year, it was late last year.
You lied to me. Wow. No, I did not get a sense of gay as a politics zelali. Especially Sterkspruit, because besihlele elalini. In both areas besihlele elalini. Just the difference is that eNgqoko besiyenze i-homestays, so besihlele kumakhaya kwimizi yabantu.
Okay.
Yabo.
Okay.
So besisharisha spaces, just living proper lali life. And Sterkspruit besihlele elalini but ku BNB eselalini.
Okay.
What a beautiful place. 5-star situation. You'd never think you're in the middle of Ilali. Kuhle, go right, yabana ibafu zi Tiffany style baths. Hey, listen.
Yes,
Yeah. Sudlala ngelali wena.
Hayi la BNB yasezwiti thengisa amagwini.
No. I don't know such experiences. I don't know such experiences.
No, but out to pa enanske nezwite pa next to the library.
There's a BNB.
There's a BNB there, and la BNB kuboat pa bakuthengisa amagwinya fish.
No, it was not that vibe. It was not that vibe. No, Tina besihleli 5-star as I mentioned. The only thing I can tell you about our visits to the two areas is Black government is a failure. It's terrible. A lady free a town, you can't go to any toilet. Any toilet. Toilet at KFC.
Why?
A private office, so sitting. They don't have water. There's a garage.
I want to solve any lando yamanzi man enanske. Xa nibuza kuthiwa yintoni because in most rural spaces amanzi ingxaki.
Well, Komani because la ngxaki ikwela cala Komani lady frere. So Komani, one of our participants had said to us, most yamanzi asekomani are privately owned. The farm owners. So I don't know if that impacts even on Lady Frey as well. I just have no idea. But that situation is bad.
No, that situation.
So amanzi ayakwazi ungabikho for days on end. Then xa wevuliwe funeka nikhawuleze nixolisa amatanki.
It's crazy, man, because welali benkela nansi ngangxinxa kuyo. Donqaba, yeah. Amanzi bekwazi ungapha 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
Because manzi bayabuya ekseni ngo-12 balela abantu xa bevuka amanzi amkini. Dana bavulelwa ntoni yintoni problem xa ubuza kubantu belali no one knows qha into yazi ba amanzi ayahamba.
And bayalinda bona bathi amanzi ngexesha lokufika kwamanzi, which is sad because it means we accept, right? It means siyamkele lanto. Load shedding in the rural areas is about 4 hours at a time. Well, where we were, both Ngqoko and Sterkspruit, we had to tolerate 4 good hours of no electricity. So you are almost left with 4 hours in your day to do something.
And then you want people to be productive.
Yes, and you understand.
And all these things.
It's really terrible because, as I say to you, Sterkspruit sihleli ku BNB eselalini. There's an assumption that elalini there's no economic activity in the guy. But those people are housing us. They have to serve us breakfast and supper. They have to wash our clothes when we ask for that. It's
urban areas are already congested as it is. So for you to take out kuthiwa yintoni la weight from these bigger cities, you then need to ensure that there's economic activity in various rural spaces and villages. So xana ke ngoku uzawuthi load shedding 2 hours kwezinye indawo phana ibe 4 hours and again ungabi nawo amanzi, then you are taking everything from ebantwini.
Yibale ke ngoku ba kula 4 hours of no electricity, there's a huge possibility of no network. Yes. You can't do anything. You can't hotspot and continue work. You just can't, because there's an assumption that Aban Balapa, they're not supposed to be on compute. And yes, man, I came back with so many questions. I mean, a backdrop of all of this is like to come back and realize, Eskom besnike in stage 8 or load shedding. What was that? Guys,
and then the dancing minister does not know.
I mean, I asked because Eskom is sneaking in. Unbeknownst to him, but stage 8 is on right now. I hear iphelile
Is it them not respecting?
I don't know.
I
don't know. I hear iphelile got the national state of disaster on the basis of electricity shortages, power shortage, outage. Don't like but kuthiwa iphelile ngoku i-disaster.
Okay, I disaster
ngoku state of disaster anymore. Kaloku yaqala mos xa kudeclarishe i-state of national disaster siye kuye kubekwe imithetho ethile sometimes ngendlela elulanyana kuna yabo la nibisenzeka ku-COVID where you can easily say masivala ivenkile ngoku makuthi so that you can protect the people, right? So napha I don't know why it was declared again. I didn't understand, but it was declared again. Basiku state of disaster. And yes, gesipheleni but ingathi bendise kwenye ndawo mna for the past 3 weeks.
No, but kaloku it's still disastrous. If you have places as kuhamba for 4 hours straight.
Ubuye for another 4 hours, again after 4 hours.
You see, that's a state of disaster. We need ubalendo sisebenze kuyo. Unless xa sikule ndawo sikuyo umbane wethu uyahamba for 4 hours, 5 hours, therefore ke ngoku siphila ngolu hlobo thina inorm.
Like I just realized rural life andiyazi kumnandi andifuna uphosa andiyazi guys andiyazi ndibuye ndine questions more than answers hey. Like I'm asking myself uyahamba kungena imoto apha kule ndawo nihleli kuyo ne but man zindonga ezinihamba imoto funeka nibe careful yabona zandi iyatshona udaka kuyatyibilika. And I'm asking myself Jemma siphuma apha town sizongena again elalini guys kutheni lento kungenziwa itha apha elalini okanye sawube sicutha ubulali belali lanto yongabikho kwendlela sandisundihleka. Like lana ngabakho kandlela is the aesthetics for lali yabona lana ikhona kangeleko yelali funeka ibe njeyana
ikhona eMnqesha the great place mhlawumbe ke kuba kukho inkosi khona
hey inaba yilonto
yodwa lale ndiyaziyo yenena nziki enetha
it just
kwakusithiwa kodwa nabantu abadala abayifuni itha
bathi kutheni
into enenkomo phakathi bacingela inkomo zabo. I do not know. Ndiyanoba mhlawumbi people will start speeding and then mos inkomo ziyayithanda laa nto yohlala etheni uba ishushu uyabo mhlawumbi bazayigila or something andiyazi uyahleka ukhe idrayiva ngowaselalini
guys andiyazi nyani but iyandibotherisha uba indlela mhlawumbi it's about the aesthetics as I said sabe siyabugqiba ubulali belali xa siflash isitoilet. I don't know okanye mhlambi the defecation etoilet iyasetyenziswa again to fertilize.
Isetyenziswa galela unantsika igalela chemical
ichepa.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got so many questions
with the rise of water meters according to people ababekhona was like no masingazifakelwe ezimeter ngenxa yento yoba ngoku kuzawuthethwa nge-title deeds neendoni things that are foreign elalini.
Kaloku bakhona abantu
umhlaba ke ngoku awuzuregulathwa ziinkosi nezibonda ngolu hlobo ngokwenzeka ngayo.
No, but bakhona abantu phezulalini abanazo ii-toilet eziflashayo babhatala kumasipala.
You create it's like a cesspool type of a thing. Yabo so yonke laa nto yenzeka apha endlini.
So la creation ayinokwenzeka kwizindlu zabanye abantu.
Uyazibhatalela. Andiyazi ke if ino-roller out ngumasipala. Abantu abanazo ii-toilets eziflashayo elalini bazenzela.
Like does umbuzo if we're messing up with the aesthetics zelali xa sifaka indlela xa si-flashes itoilet ukhona umbane yabona. So Kanya were never part of the aesthetics elali. RDP houses ziyakhiwa pha elalini. So Oronda are not important in defining ilali. Yabona lana. Also, what is the Department of Rural Development doing? What in the rurals are they developing?
Banikisela ngembewu. Ayathumela izithole.
And then what? Akuqokelela mgqomo. Uyaqokelela guys?
Ibhitsa uyazitshisela ngungungu.
Guys izani kum ndixelele ninyaniso. Yenza ntoni le department?
Uyathumela ibhitsi, iyazithumela izithole. iphinde yokobeka intente phaa kubizwa omakhulu kunxitywa izikipa ze-ANC.
But budget how much for Department of Rural Development?
There's a lot of money because elalini awunayo ipaka as we know it, where abantwana bazodlala ojingi phaa, or nje bekho le rollout ibikhe yakhona around Port Elizabeth, where abantu kufakwe into zojima kwezi ndawo.
Asebenza ngezanto apha phaa.
Yebo.
Ziitoys.
Elalini azikho ezazinto, akho swing. So umntana elalini akana art center, asikho stadium, likhona ibala phaa ekuthiwa kuse stadium. Kuphinde akanando kwenza. Umntana uzawuma phanga my friend. Xa eme phanga my friend ujonge ugraduate into yoba makayongena phaa kwaboss ethaveni. Uyabo xa efika ku-age ethile xa sithi high school uzawungena phaa kwaboss.
Nansi enye into eyandayo ezilalini zii-taverns, hey? Also, one other question I had, zimbi indlela, right? Ukusuka ekomani ubheke Lady Frey, ingathi potholes ziyindlela, indlela iphazamisa potholes. Uyandifumana? The actual tar is disturbing the consistency of the potholes. Nina? It's problematic.
So zii-potholes, uhamba kwii-potholes.
Uhamba kwii-potholes, uphazanyiswe
indlela here and there.
Guys, bathini, like aba bantu aba baphetheyo banamakhaya eLady Frey funeka besuke ekomani, how are they experiencing this bona? And also imagine a person who's driving to Lady Frey for the first time and uqonda uba uzawudriva xa iphuma emsebenzini in the middle of June, akayazi la mess yenzeka phayana, angaphela engafikanga because that is an accident waiting to happen.
Yes. Kumane kusithiwa ze-negligent drivers ubhinqose xa yena emane thetha phaa. They never talk about estate sendlela. Mhlawumbi ke akho activism elalini because wonke umuntu waselalini ulapha okanye ukwezi areas that are more urbanized because that's where opportunities are. So then people who could be voices are out and contributing to the economy net development yezinye indawo, living lena basuka kuyo in disarray.
Also, something that I noted, as the small towns in the rural spaces, the towns like idolophu yase-Lady Frey, idolophu yase-Sterkspruit, ujonge idolophu edutywa, ne? Ubone sasinyikinyiki senzeka phayana. Because umninzi laa mntu for la Pep uyi-1, kaye for la Shoprite uyi-1, ne? Ithini into yethu ne-town planning? Yafumana? Because ewoma kanibalele zingaphi iivenkile zokuthenga ukutya. Ewoma.
Ii-malls nje, ewoma qha.
Ukhona uCheckers, ukhona uPick n Pay, ukhona uSpar, akamnyanga nalo Pick n Pay.
Jonga ii-malls.
And there's about 5 in one warmer area. So uyafika phaa uthenga into yakho, but abantu abamnyama are being taught constantly and consistently to just be patient with everything that goes wrong because awufola phayana for i-AA yakho for a good hour.
Hey, AA. Ningekho nina ibithethisa
AA ne?
Hayi ibithethisa
kuthwani?
No, there was a fight eyenzekileyo xa bekuphekwa le AA apha wafika umntana watya le AA wagqiba wathuka lo mntu uthenge i-AA wayipheka, so wa-assault. Then ke ngoku the rest of the province wants to know uba yintoni le AA. So that's where I learned uba i-AA ingathi lapha eBhayi qha.
Abantu bayazi i-AA. I-soup pack.
Kuthiwa i-soup pack mostly i-AA.
Soup pack.
Yeah, you were saying,
did you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
though?
Yes.
What is the harm in widening spaces? And in short, for instance, in Motherwell, inkulu in Motherwell. But bangapha Shoprite Motherwell. Okay. By-2 kubheterana ne?
By-2 uyi-1. Oh, by-2 khona complex khona napha enansikeni.
And in only sihlohlisa ngobhoxa all over. No spa ukhona. But
you must be given inansika ivenkile ezikwi-standard sakho.
It's fine. But uyandiva ndithini? KFC masiyeka KFC guys. KFC uyi-1 Lady Frey. Kufolwa ityhukazi ne? Bangapho KFC apha
town bayi-2.
Masiyapha town bangapho KFC. Une-KFC eGovernbeki, une-KFC e-5 Ways, une-KFC e-Cape Road, une-KFC eGreenacres, une-KFC phezulu eNewton Park. Hawe ma.
No-KFC Cape Road.
Manikhona into wrong.
Emva kwesibhedlela.
Yeah, but me being an emotive person, I'm not hugely political, but I'm very emotive. Ithi la nto kum, ayikho inhliziyo kwababantu baphetheyo to really look at the state of blackness and change the situation. It's just like it's like umuntu ozibone win uMiss South Africa ebengena intention yongenela beauty contest. Uyandifumana? Ebengakhathalela ngabona bamhle yena.
Andakazazi ba makathini.
Uzibone sewinile so akayena bakwenza into ngalonto.
Look, my experience would be the area yeQonca neBisho. That was like the first time ndihlala kwindawo rural. I'm a township boy. Uyabo okay again when I was younger. Uyabo ndahlala for a year and a half or 2 years. So kukho imall. Indawo that was built to be a mall eBisho. The offices ngo.
Landawo ine office of public protector and yes.
And then a town yaseQonca is centered around ilokish. You can't do anything else if you say you want to expand, because Lalali iseva abantu as far as eCumakala, iseva abantu as far as eNgqoko. People go there from eNgqoko. Eyona town is ababhetere kunetown yaseNgqoko. Funeke uye eNantsikeni eQonca. As far as iXesi, going down to kwelacala. So la townani ngaka is serving all those people. So uyakwazi ungena ufika ufole pha and izinto zivula late. Xa kusaziwa bakuza abantu pha yintoni ebangela ibhanki ivule ngo-9 umzekelo. Abantu baselalini bafika ngo-6, 7 etown, vula ngo-7 okanye vule ngo-8 nge-special days. Uyayazi ba your main activity apha yi-activity yendodla. So therefore bekufana ba ngeza month end wenza sure into ba izinto zakho uzenza different. Because abantu by 3 o'clock, by 4 o'clock, they must be gone. Because kukho indawo apho kuthiwa ibus iyaphuma ngo-1. And that's the only mode of transport they have ukuya elalini yabo. So kuvulwe ngo-9. By 1 o'clock, yonke laa nto ubufuna uyenza phaa etown if awunamoto, ufuneke ube uyigqibile. And there's queues all over.
Hey, and yes, as I say, I came back with more questions than answers, and I wish we can find somebody who can assist us and say, Mamela, rural development, this is what we do, and this is how we've been doing it, and because hey, I've got a lot of questions for that vibe. Because are you saying those people must be out of civilization? Do you think there will ever come a time where fiber goes to the rural areas?
They only buy cows. Corner project yothengisa inkomo. Ibe la project yabo yezithole or imbewu. Ibe project nansi breeding and whatnot. They don't see in the bar. Let's open an information center. An information center where kids after school can come through. Look, umama unompucuko. Ngapha kuthiwa into enganene lelali. Kodwa xa unyuka udlula pha komapiltini udlula eborder post ikhona ilali pha eKai Road.
Okay.
So eKai Road une converte ispace sakhe as a community center of some sort. So kids come there and they read, they dance, and they do all these kind of things.
That's very nice.
That is not a government institution. It's her ezenzela into yakhe. Exactly. So you need now people to do izinto on their own, but you are here as a supportive layer as a government to say, we are here to assist you to ensure that your life is better than it was before 94, because before 94 you were suppressed, you were not meant to progress, you were not meant to get all these things that were reserved for the elite. But now we live in a society where we want to balance izinto.
Do you think fiber will ever get there?
Maybe in 20 years time. Yeah.
Anyway, network. Diniwe mani ngoku. Network and social media, ngibona manqaphu. Kula 4 hours mhlawumbe kufana kuthe yabo khona into ekhoyo, but
so you're missing out on the best case. You missed out.
Well, one of us was quite, invested in it, so I be information, but in reality I didn't have time to really watch and observe as and then there were so many other stories. And yes, hectic.
It's an interesting case. It's winnable when I look at it.
ID.
But he has all these bank accounts.
But he's got fake identities, Galak as well, remember?
Okay. Or Tom WhatsApp.
Yeah. So he can easily open accounts, get fake identities. And also he can use business accounts because businesses have been registered, right? So he can access funds, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the father jailed.
Father God, Dr. Nandi. Okay.
And there's 2 cats now who Gucci 4S that were also jailed for land. And it's like the more you shake that tree,
the more apples fall.
Yeah, there's more fruits falling.
Yeah.
So I think because Ngqoko they questioning identity yakhe.
Johnny, how are they questioning his identity?
Because now the headline, why is it like this? And he has not said anything.
Was I not reading something yesterday or listening to something where they were saying he's a product of rape?
Yeah, he called him that show. Yes, he called him that show.
And that's why he looks like that. But his mom confirmed that this is him. That's the thing. His mom did confirm in one of the things I was watching on YouTube. Mom confirmed that Thabo Pesta is Thabo Pesta. Thabo Pesta was born on such and such a day, and just does not have an ID because at that time, Lando, your registration of birth didn't automatically come with an ID number.
Yes.
Yabo. So his birth was registered. Is it Baragwanath?
Yes,
I think yes.
But then there were people that were city bakhule naye, and they always knew Thabo bawa home birth. Bayothuka ngokuthi uzalwe eBhara.
But nanguma makhe ipha esibhedlela ikhona kwi-records that Macy Bester gave birth to a Thabo Bester here.
Okay.
The story that the mom is saying checks out. Yabo? So, and then the mom says, then he went to primary school. Get birth certificate yakhe. Went to primary school. Got checked at primary school. Yes, he was here. But why later on, Mama then went and changed her surname because the grandmother Thabo Bester had now passed on, and usoleka umamu Macy engenayo ID.
Okay.
So the aunt takes over. It's a name ka aunt. If anybody can check, it's a name ka mama ka Thabo Bester, but I think it's a Zulu surname or something. So wa phela encediswa ngu-auntie to eventually have an ID. So wasebenzisa la surname ka aunt. I think Masilo or something like that. What nizasikhangela ne?
Yes.
The surname, yeah. So wathatha umama abantwana bakhe abayi-3, umama yena abantwana abayi-4.
Yes.
Wathatha 3 wayobabhalisa bafumana la surname ke ngubana la ID. banabo IDs with the new surname.
Okay.
And Thabo Bester was the only one oshiyeke engatshintshanga isurname ongena ID. Kuyabuza yoku uphi uyachaza yoku mama ba wabaleka kaloku Thabo it's 16.
Yo.
Ran off kudala nobudelinquent yabo. So wayengamazi ba uphi. That's why he never had an opportunity to change surname yakhe or get an ID. Now, the question is, njengoba ngena ID, can government or the system, can he be forced to have an ID?
Ngexesha wayebanjwa gwetywa le life sentence.
Azange abene ID.
Bane prisoner number. It's fine, sakunika prisoner number team.
You can't force an individual to have an ID. No. That's where the stalemate is. Sure.
So what I'm getting up on Umutsoledi said Bester's mother was only registered in 2002.
Yeah.
After her mother died, and an aunt decided to take her to Home Affairs. She was 37 at the time. She registered herself using her aunt's surname, Mabaso.
Mabaso, yes.
Maria Mabaso.
Macy. Macy.
Maria Mabaso.
Oh, okay.
So this guy was born 13 June 1986.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Much
ID at the age of 37.
No, I 16. So probably Umama was about in her 20s when baby.
Like, what the fuck? Why do you only go for your ID at the age of 37? South Africa where 18 to 35, that's where opportunities are. Now you are 2 years late, you still want to.
But Mamela this is 18 to 35 I am now a generation then, not generation before. Yeah, generation before pilang anyway.
No, kalolo sisi must go 86 720.
Go 86 720. Go 86. Upo 18 to
96 7 40.
Yeah.
Bena 30. Man, man.
It's not judgmental. Awuyazi
I'm not
judgmental. Some charger. Tata effects as they are. Yabona? Kwizinto ezehlele ebomini bakhe enye
emehlele ngo
2002. Yabona yamjaja? Yajaja. So charger.
No, but like guys, no
so charger.
No, but like come on guys. Like
but mamela
at the age of 37 you are
siyayikile thena ngoThabo Bester sithetha
lishumelo lantoni lishumelo kaloku Thabo Bester bengena ngabaleka uBester xa umama wakhe engena nansiki engena ID
wayibalekisa into umama wakhe engena ID
xa ungena ID zeziphi ezininzi abantwana bakho baleka hayi xa simple thing ID
kaloku asizazi circumstances surrounding that moment yoba angabi na ID.
1994 she was eligible to vote. So she did not vote in 94.
Now 5 years later ka vote. But have you guys seen that video on YouTube? Uthi woyika nodibana naye noyombona because uyacinga ba umhla wambona kumhla wabhubha yena mama. You can't do wrong on a put. But
dangerous.
Akacha kaloku mama. Because she's been getting threatening phone calls.
That's a story. There's so many twists and turns.
AI.
Guys. Ninditike enough ke AI klando yala crew. Tala ngaxoxa nge-AI. Do not finish AI.
Yeah, AI is the future.
Oh God, you and Vitalogy in AI to grand AI conversation. But Thabo Bester, so I came back to that story. There's so many conspiracies. The reason he got into money was because he took the fall for some politician's sons. He's not actually the rapist. Where man. Did they meet in 2006? What happened between 2006 and today? After Nandi's been married. What's going on?
kukho nethi wamfundisa uNandi after they had met.
But utshate njani uNandi kodwa unomuntu omfundisayo ithini le way?
Yilena ndisithi phana zininzi izinto kuthiwa yintoni le nto that are hidden, ii-layers ezininzi ezizawuvela. Le uba kuthiwe uthathe i-fall for 2 politicians onyana bazo, but whatever this guy is involved in is heavy on the pala proportion.
Whoa! Uchuba?
It's in that level.
Ne.
Yeah, thank you, pala even.
Yeah.
It's up for sale.
Okay.
While we are debating this, pala is for sale. While we are debating Thabo, there are bills and amendments in the policy and things as in the guy. Yes, yeah.
And according to an article, 20th March 2023, over a decade ago, the Facebook rapist Thabo Pester allegedly confronted the actress Upel with a knife after meeting through social media.
And the same guy.
I think I like Younger where he is. He's so good for life.
And the same guy, he defrauded YoTV at some point.
Guys, Thabo Pester, officially.
Guys, this is story.
It's a lot. He's been around seemingly.
Abantu mababon ba mabathini man.
Titheke ndisajoya kaThabo Pester, ndiyafika pha ndifumana invitation to a press conference.
Okay.
Dr. Tabelele and Mafa Pavuma bayenza a press conference. I get excited. Nivilo masa groupini tumeli message. Kufanele way, let's cancel the shoot namhlanje guys. Siyo attend le way ke sive yabo sibe ngoqala zive nathi sa cancelisha. On my way then ndive ngoba bayalwa. I'm like balwa ngantoni neza ngxaki zami mosa seNgqoko beningena network. Kuliwa ngantoni ngoku bendifumene ke.
I think they started fighting like 2
days ago. Then if you made a message in 17, there's a song dropping. Yabo. So I pick a song and I follow the story. But okay, but is this not a publicity stunt? What's going? Because abanye baya suggest about this kind of stunt has been used before. Come on, scientific mosques, we academic, but long things. Okay, fine, let's go attend this thing. Man, I don't know. I told both of them after the thing, but I told both of them, Umafa no lenduka, no dog. Ndamxelela naye uthole ulenduka. Uthanqole ndamxelela ba bras, you guys owe strings. This is not on. I don't even know what to say to our people that follow Ipond. Did you get what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell anybody about that thing because I was there, but it was hectically awkward.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure why we were called to be there.
Yes.
Awana. And they can't come here bengaphathanga drinks, guys. It's just not on. Yeah.
I asked into bangabana yintoni le sikuyo. Kela xesha ndiphandle emva kwakho mozi.
I laugh because uyangena kuyathethwa. Wahlala phantsi kugudlu. Yintoni lesikuyo? Uthini ngathi thina abantu bavileyo bakwenza kaloni nje in the short space. Ngena sewuvumoya ba something is not going right.
And yangena phana ezantsi andaziwa alikho igama lam. Nje ephondweni hayi ndithi mani ulelethu ungenile ndithi kaloku sihamba kunye. Yabo sisebenza kunye. Xa nisithi okay True FM nalapha ke ndiyangena ndifaka apha phansi ku True FM. So Dumza also got the same thing. I think next time if they gonna have Umdupa, at least it should be someone that at least knows the people in the industry.
And abasisibe bengekho friendly for into enokwenza ni press briefing. They were just not friendly.
Yes.
Because pha kumna bekubhalule lethu akabhaluma ehlanga banakaba lakho sesungile lethu. Ndibame unomabhodo wakhe. Lo sisu mecangwa kho. I'm like, she's here. Why don't you ask her name? Then they telling us to go upstairs, but ngilandlela yoba nabona ke nenza njani? Khona ilifts, khona steps.
Yeah, no.
What's wrong with these ladies?
It's like that person did not get a brief. So I go inside. Ndiyafika apha kuKhumafa and the guy that you later introduced as UTJ. And then apha kuyathethwa apha ngempempe bayikho lento lo muntu mafika bila apha ufuna lento. So I'm like, okay, this is a stunt. I know that for sure. I don't need mandi your confirmelwa anyway. I know this is a stunt. So sizelele way up okanye sizothini na. Uyabona kwabe kudlalwa na la voice note ibinomsindo.
Yonela's mang.
Yes.
So was it even an article
on Daily Sun that the doctor and the presenter are fighting
over
a
4-5? No, that's what the article said, yeah.
Wangena ke ngoku uTebelele wahlala pha yaqala apha lento kwacabanga ungathi omnye yaphakama kuyethwani ngathi kuyabanjwana waqalwa ianxiety we. What's going on? Kwathiwa mabahlale phansi, and then they will shake hands, and then we were told indoba kuzabakho le roasts towards the end of the year around November. 25 ka November. Yeah, so kuzabakho le roast sexual education and whatnot. They are noba onsika as comedians. Are gonna script as if they are scripting for inansika yabo.
And they are roaster guys. Enye andizoyazi. Well, that's even busy.
Have you been briefed? Or awubizwanga?
No, not yet.
Kuthiwe mangabe khona kwenzela be part of the journey from the beginning of this.
I got announced lineup, so abantu ababizwe bayazazi. You can't just now.
Yo.
NDA guys.
Okay.
So anibizwanga.
NDA guys asiyazi nathi, but lawe
Azini kothini NDA?
yeah.
Lokuyihamba nibuza mna ndithi ba.
No, I wish bebe sinikele nathi NDA. Thina abantu bebe pha mhlambi media wise, yabo. Basinike NDA sizothula sithi because I don't know what to say.
I think the execution could have been better.
Because later yesterday, we received the announcement, Yeros, 25 November, with a brief at Choyaba, Arc Rivals, Dr. Tabele. Arc Rivals? Besides that, can you really describe a fight here today as arc rivalry? Guys, they could have let it. A press announcement so soon after that fight. They could have waited next
let
week.
It fast.
Next week, kuthiwe hayi angena first hayi ke ingoma guys dincamile yabo. Kafuna uTebelele.
It was getting out of hand. Like bahlalini. Didn't know about any reaction izawuba as hectic as they were from
the because that's what you wanted. You wanted to go viral. So thula kaloku if you want to go viral, ubayeka abantu bazityele, log off and go somewhere else. Yabo, ungabe unantsika, ungabe uzisokolisa.
I mean, I don't support the strategy if it is, because I've never done PR. If that is one PR strategy, efundiswayo phaya because I don't support it. But I feel ubanangaba they could have played with it a bit longer without necessarily agitating about it. You get what I'm saying? But Lando, I did tell you, I came just go silent, come back and say, "Ansai kupanga ngoma, ya we now, Dr. Tabelele." You again awakening la rivalry. Well, give us a build up of this arc rivalry. Hey, there was no arc rivalry over 2 days.
And then you were talking together, and we know that you guys are working together. But then there are great things that they intend to be doing, which I feel they should have packaged it properly before they went to the press briefing. Sorry, because now they're like, since I don't go June, since I don't go Kandimos usiya press briefing. So we are scripter, and you know exactly what you want to say, what you want us to go and report, because that's the point of having a press briefing. You are not calling the public. You are calling people who are going to then take the communication to Ebandwini. So therefore, ube packaged properly.
So all in all, what are we taking to the people?
kukho i-roast nge-25 kaNovember 2023 sikhona zakwenzeka ngoJune youth program ngo-August because ikhona into kuthiwa into lento ezaba kwi-ladies ntontoni because the main reason is for us to have sex education because balekile lento akhona amadoda azibulalayo ngenxa yempempe abanye xa bekhohlela bayachama.
That's a ladies problem.
Yes, and but apho kuyiwa khona kuyiwa kwi-roast. That's what we are taking. When you sum it up?
I don't know. That's exactly what you said. I mean, I don't know. Like I'm going to do
also have a document that accompanies that, you know.
My only issue is Dr. Tabelele no Mafa Pavuma. Both of them are very strong brands, ne? Both very respectable brands. They do Izundabazenzayo separately and also together. Dr. Tabelele, yes, is a sexual healer. I am choosing to give him this title, guys. Kanga Choyena. Yes, he's a sexual healer. And Umafa is an entertainer, right? And I just feel, Ukoti, I did not have clarity on the content here roast. And it's for the first time that I desire to know what the content of the roast is. Because Dr. Tabele seemed to push the sexual healing even into the laughter. Part of your roast. And for me, I'm not confused. Are the comedians briefed to make jokes around sexual healing? Sexual problems?
I know if comedians are supposed to create shows around that, because now they're going to be exploring new content, new material.
I mean, it's nice. Yeah. I could have that guy I could have Ufayindlala in a sexual healing comedy show. You know, him with his banana or cucumber, whatever vegetable or fruit he puts in his situation in that particular moment. He could work because I actually really love that skit.
Yes.
Yeah, but because I think,
and also he's killing it to find Lala. You know, like in the last 4 or 5 Nancy performances he did, he really got the people eating from his palm.
Yeah, he's the best we have right now.
I really love that skit and Funo Processor because it's very educational as well. Because I think the whole thing about it, uteta a lot to the as a posters, flyers, the penis enlargement, and so I really like what he does because it's also funny. Besides the fact that I'm a sucker for good information, it was also really funny. I loved the church element waifakile. I think he could put in more churches because that would be hilarious. Because he does it kamnandi from a Wisile to a Zioni and. So I would have a person like him there. I am not a big fan of Siaseya. But I think that angangena naye pha because he does have sexual talk, a koyo pha jokes zakhe, but I'm really not a big fan. I don't find him funny. I think most of the time I just find him distasteful, but that's just me because I don't have much of a funny bone. But but I really laughed Kufayindlala, so maybe I can laugh. I just don't relate to Siaseya's style of comedy. Who else could make it there of the comedians that I know? I've never really heard him going on about sex. Essentially, in terms of sexual healing content. I mean, Unsika for me, comes across as a current affairs person. Will play around. Kakuhle kamnandi futhi yabo. One time I'm clear you're loadshedding by abantu rich. You gotta have muesli and yogurt in your fridge, yo. I was like, yeah, you're talking to me, boy. So yes. So in terms of sexual content, I don't know his strength there, but current affairs definitely.
I think mainly with Inansika, Venek comedians, sexual content here and there. Mhlambi ke izinto okwangoku xa zithethwa ngesintu zibambisa amazinyo than xa zikhumshwa.
Maybe. There was also that guy, I think it's the guy who's got one blind eye.
Yeah,
he did mention something about China.
Yeah.
No. Khandi filish aba kanga I goduse. Didn't bring it home. It was going really well.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but anyway, that's just me and my little opinion. I'm a poet. They're very boring people.
With what you are saying, talking about brands that are respectable and whatnot. I think people are we age where abantu bafuna ungena babe relevant ixesha elininzi. If we would use Zola as
wow, that was a good one. How you snuck him in. How you snuck that one in. My God.
Zola, itila ngoma yakhe. Come on, guys.
Skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans.
Lang picture.
Yan pizzi bruko. Zola, you've given us Loandle. Zola, you've given us Ghetto Scandalous that we were playing just now.
Yeah.
You've given us Ngqoko-Sterkspruit, the album. You've given us like a lot of hits, and we know
Hey, guys, Zola art is also experimental.
Guys,
any art yako will not take direction if you don't experiment with something at some point.
Zola gets a call from True Sense, and the lady that she worked with, TMF, the midday frequency at at True FM. So the point is to talk about Ngqoko-Sterkspruit, the song that was a hit ngexesha elithile. Uyabo? Azola Vanda, yes. Azola, she's dope.
The lady was Azola Vanda, Miss V.
Okay, Miss V, Azola Vanda, she's dope.
Sorry, why did you need to repeat that?
Because Pitoloja and you sang Mike.
Oh. Hey, I want to eat edibles. I got something weird is happening. I can't find myself. You can't know what is cheese next. Because earlier on I had said it cheese next. Cocaine gum. So I would repeat it. Oh, guys, you got me there. I thought I was high.
And the thing
is, he said it exactly the same way, but the lady was Lavanda, Miss V. Second time, the lady was like, no, something is wrong. Man, okay.
Miss V is dope.
Yeah.
As a lavanda. How she get something quick. Soon, in any other space in media, because there's talent there. So now
she's not on radio now.
Yeah, she's not on radio now.
Okay, cool.
So the point of this is we are celebrating. There's a Poetic Soul who had a song, 2002, that was a smash hit. Take us through what was going on at that time. Tell us, how you made the song and whatnot. So Uzola this week. Uzawuthethwa ngomdlwembe and whatnot. So you don't call a guest ungayiniki brief uba uyibizela ntoni. So he gets the call, uyayinikwa brief, uthi xa efonelwa ke ngokuzola, the day now we must execute. Uzola uthi yena akazothetha ngamdlwembe apha. Akonidi into yoba ngabana makathethe ngomdlwembe. Suppose uba ngabana kuthethwa ngoThixo apha. Zola xa ubuzazi ba awufuna uthetha ngomdlwembe ubuvumela ntoni kwasekuqaleni uba mawubizelwe apha eshowini. Then you said ubalaxazile aba bebefuna uthetha ngomdlwembe at that time. Usithi makuthethwe ngento ezibalulekileyo Thixo nentoni and how we go forward as a country. You come and you do skinny jean.
Kaloku amaxesha ngamanye.
Done.
That was then, this is now.
That's like 4 or 5 years back.
That was then, this is now. Whether it was 2 days ago, rivals within 2 days, a lot can happen. Now, now, guys, skinny jeans. That was then.
There might be load shedding. In fact, but we're going to continue until Ngqoko.
Okay.
So just in case just in case the airtime iphele papayini, guys.
Yeah. What you call this? Splash Festival just came from the weekend. Yes, Splash.
Yes.
All the artists were there. I just don't agree with how much they are being paid. It's just, for me, it's an insult. For abantu that we know, abanye bemuvile. Yes, that figure as an entry fee for someone who's performing with the backtrack, okay, cool. I do not have a problem with it. But people who are seasoned, who has shown to move in spaces, I think also their value should be moving.
Historically, the summer season Splash have not paid artists what artists are worth. I think there's still the issue that is outstanding here to see the artist here rate card that we really need to get on with. And sometimes when we expect municipality or government to assist us in issues that affect us, because we're going to have to do that on their own terms. But if we could come together and decide on a rate card and present that to the municipality, then we'd be talking on our own terms.
We need to be able to have our own our own contracts, because now the contract is in favor of who's issuing the contract.
Exactly. I wasn't in attendance though. I was out at camp with another group here, and that's continue cancel. So I was out at camp for the.
You went there twice.
Yeah, I was there. I was at camp for the whole weekend, so I couldn't make it to Splash. Although I am in the panel.
The Friday and the Monday were cancelled.
I didn't know that the Monday was also cancelled.
Yeah, the Monday was cancelled.
I was not aware. I was on the road on Monday, so I was not aware that it was cancelled. Which is quite sad, because then the contract, as I went through it, it says then the organizers are liable to pay 50% of the performance fee. I should think the one thing I really didn't like was, in as far as Songo was concerned, who was cancelled due to the Friday cancellation and was told to come at 10. She'll perform at 11 the next morning. She was present at 10, did not get on stage at 11, stayed there till 10 p.m. at night, and the woman was then told, and she was already crying by the time she left, because it's frustrating, obviously. And she ended up having to perform the following day at 2 o'clock. So she was meant to show up at 1 and perform at 2. I felt she shouldn't have gone back. She should have gotten paid her full fee.
Yes.
Because already she gave 12 hours of her time for a 45-minute slot that she was meant to occupy. She was there with people that are, backing her. So she had to feed them at some point. I asked questions from the organizers. Who was feeding this artist at the time? Who was protecting her from the elements during this 12 hours? Who was keeping her safe during this 12 hours? So and who bears the cost of her coming back for the second time? I am yet to get responses on that, but I wasn't happy about that, and I hope no other artist suffered.
I don't know if Darren would be keen to come and sit with us.
I would hope he would be keen, because we are trying to create a situation where we can all be accountable and we can be open about our processes and also understanding what we're all about. So I would hope so. It's just I honestly is it?
I had to intervene because Static Flow is in Joburg, right? And now they want her to sign a contract. She has most other things that are going for her in Johannesburg. So they want her to come down to PE 5 days before the event to come and sign the contract. And then apparently it's been getting a back and forth. And then she asked me to interview. And I called Dara and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this lady cannot come here and just to come and sign a contract. She's in Joburg. She's placed there. In Joburg. She's going to come for a performance. We are able to do things digitally and get things done. She gave me a number of a lady called Dakota. And then we sorted that out, but in 2 days, because Betty was on phone and she did not call. Then I reminded her again. Then they sent the contract. I don't know if ngalemina bezawuperforma ngayo ibizaba yinto is cancelishwe. But think if it was those days a cancelishwe ngayo, she's coming down from Joburg with Lafika Banayo. Ngel xesha le-Easters, and then the transport is rocket high. The transport nansiga cost moving to any space during that time because it's peak season. So flights, buses, everything is just price high. So imali engaveli iphelele kwi-traveling yakho. Kuphinde kuthiwe mhlambi ba i-elements nature ntontonzi bangele i-event icancelishwe, you are only getting half. I have a problem with that because this implies that performance only begins when you get on stage, and I have a problem with that.
No, I don't think that's what it implies. This is why I always promote your deposit, because what a deposit covers, it covers everything that happens pre-performance.
Yes.
Right. Now, the 50% is what I would call your performance fee. Right? So it's like, if you don't render the service, then we can't pay for a service that's not rendered. But obviously, the cost you have incurred to ensure that you are in a space and placed in a position to actually render the service, that we cover. And that's why that deposit is non-refundable. So I do commend I'm so good for saying we'll pay you the 50% deposit when we cancel, right? However, I do think in some contracts, that if the cancellation is on the day off, then at least I must get 75% of my performance fee and. So that's a whole other discussion contractually. But as I would agree with you when you say artists must learn to have their own contracts, because a contract by the promoter will always protect the promoter. Because, for instance, let's take Songo's case. There's a clause that says if you don't show up, you don't get paid. And you will be blacklisted. But nothing speaks of if we as the promoters don't show up for you, what then happens? You need to have been paid your full amount. They will never say that, because what happened to Songo on the Saturday was a no-show on the part of the promoter. For me, that would translate to that the promoter did not show up for Songo.
From 1 till 10?
10 to 10. It was a full 12 hours.
Was there any explanation?
No, there was an apology, but no explanation. Just come back tomorrow and we can do things better. And that's it. So
will fetch you. Because as
who
someone...
fetches who for Splash? Nobody
but look, as someone now who has done this thing, at least ibonakalisa into bangabana remorseful.
But you understand that remorse, the understanding of the plight of the artist in Mandela Bay or anywhere else in the world, even when you get booked, how the kindness or the remorseful nature or the understanding nature of the promoter is usually beautifully reflected in the contract. The contract does not speak to the responsibility of the promoter. It speaks to, you must be here on time an hour before, but it doesn't really say the only thing the promoter has to do is pay you when you've performed in that contract. So you can already tell that there's no consideration of the positioning of artists who are in Gqeberha and are really hungry for the stage. The only thing we know is that we can tell from this contract that the artists are hungry for the stage and they'll do anything for it.
Yeah, look, the structure of the contract right now, I'm not in agreement, guys. As part of the panelist yourself, I don't know what you did there, guys.
We don't get an opportunity to know the contract. Wait. Where did I get the contract?
You got it from me.
Exactly. We're not in a position to know.
Because we were panelists, I was like, okay, give me this panelist. Come on.
Like, let me tell you what we do as panelists. We sit there and we go through the artists. We make recommendations on this artist is a bookable artist. This artist is not a bookable artist. Those are the recommendations we make. To this day, there are artists who were not booked, who had very high scores, and we still don't have explanations on that. Now, I was about to actually say this before you spoke on the panel. I was about to say, I was discussing it yesterday with one of the panelists, that my issue right now is the weight of a lot of artists who don't know how to amplify their voices and be heard when they cry. That's my biggest challenge. Because if I did not feel the weight of those artists, I wouldn't do paneling next year. I would not, because every single question you ask, there's no clear answer as to how did this artist get here? They did not submit, but they're here. Why? How?
So,
and all these things. Last year we were in the panel. We made recommendations. Those recommendations were not adhered to. None of them happened. You
came back this year.
We came back this year because we thought those recommendations.
Was there post-mortem?
Do you know why I am saying I don't want to be there next year? It's because none of the things we recommended for this year were done. When we had agreed that this is going to happen, that's not going to happen, we don't want that to happen, do you know, for an example, and I did say, I'm at liberty to say this now, because I did tell Brent that I could easily, as those panelists, we could easily take our experience, transfer it to the artists and frustrate the process of Splash.
Yes.
But because we want the artists that have been chosen to work, because we understand the troubles they go through, we're not going to say anything. But at any given moment, we could easily put out a public statement to discuss our plight, our frustrations with the sector. Because those are the people that put us there.
Yes.
And the problem is, whenever you make suggestions in favor of the sector, there's another challenging something that happens. I'll give you an example. Last year, there is this 30% thing that I do not understand to this day. 30% is supposed to, 30% of the artists that are booked are the discretion of the service provider that is so good.
Okay.
We have no say over that.
Okay.
It's fine. Let's do it like that.
It's a tender. It's like a tender.
Yes. So now we go and we agree that, okay, fine, these are the artists that are going to be here. When we find the final program, there's a host of artists we do not know, do not recognize that are there. And it said, no, the only reason we put these artists under our 30% was for demographics. These are largely white and colored artists. More white than colored, I must say so.
Yes.
And I addressed it and I said, I'm unhappy about the fact that you're going to put these artists as a favor under your 30% because of demographics. Because this thing, people were meant to apply for it, was online on Facebook. And these are privileged people that failed to submit an application form.
Yes.
The underprivileged artists who are out there hustling 5 rands, 15 rands just to get a bit of data so that they can do an application, they don't get your 30% favor. It's not fair.
You don't care.
Yes, and I said it's not fair that these artists who have all the privileges in the world still have the privilege of being called. I said that.
Oh no, Ngqoko-Sterkspruit, if you book you last year, then you're not gonna perform. They can't book you for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
It's a 3-year cycle.
You get booked once in a 3-year cycle.
Yeah, but the Francois. Because I was booked with him last year.
Who's Francois? He's a
Francois
comedian.
Holst, yeah.
Yeah, the guy
Where's
was
he
a
from?
presenter.
He's from, I don't know, but northern areas. I'm not sure where.
That's the thing, though.
At
BFM.
At some point. Yeah. He also went to management. He was a manager there.
Yeah, you see, I didn't know that he was there because I didn't even go through the thing. I was fed up by the time the program came out. So this year, again, they said, we're not doing 30% this year. But at the last minute, when I'm asking questions, guys, how did this one get here? Please explain this one. Please explain that. Then the answer comes, remember, we've got 30%. Within our discretion.
Then we can.
Do you feel me?
Then I want a sit down with them where we can then do stock taking.
And that's the moment I called Brent and I said, if this is the kind of response we're gonna get, I am 5 seconds to saying to the sector, this is my experience. I'm out of this, and just making sure that artists frustrate the process, and that's it. It was only because Brent said, wait a minute, let me try and address it.
Is it already 10 days after Inansik splash? Because
it's 10 working days, so which means Kukobako as a holidays, but and it for payment.
So today is 9.
Yeah.
The 9th day today.
Yeah, so the 10th day is on Monday. So payments will start on Tuesday. Yeah.
Let's monitor that. Let's monitor that and see how everything is gonna, pan out.
I mean, it's great for us to monitor that, ne? But what I hate about it is the fact that at the end of it all, this splash will happen and people will get paid. Next year's splash will come, and highly likely nothing would have changed. And I don't want to lie to you. The moment artists get paid, they're satisfied. They're dissatisfied before the check gets there, then they're not satisfied. And then people like myself who have put themselves to say we're activists and whatnot, we will carry on with the baggage of it all. And then some people will be chosen, some won't be chosen. Nobody knows that we don't have a say in who gets chosen, but rather we recommend those that can be there. Do you know what I mean? The next thing, some people will talk on their Facebooks. I still want to address that. The idea of people who want to footsec panels and whenever they are not chosen, when they don't know what the process was, and assume that they are better than everybody else who were chosen. It's absolutely rude.
And also it's crazy that uzaba great and good only when it comes to the space. You never see them booked anywhere else, because I think if you great, you must be a person
booked everywhere else. Even the ones who get booked everywhere else, on the day that they are not booked, they are ready to complain. But it cannot be that every single time a Dumza is not booked, he cries. It's not normal, and I'm using his name intentionally, right? That's not it. We can't carry these expectations that we will make every gig and there's no show if we are not part of the show. That's not right. That's not the right attitude on our part as artists. But also, it is not right to treat artists as a whatever or a by the way part of any deal, because that's how I feel they're being treated. If we are going to already you're paying them money that's not enough. They're already crying about it. And then your treatment has to suck as well. That's not cool, I feel. I mean, last week on podcast, we were listening to Norbert going on about how Kwezinyi events, they perform, they hand in their tag and they have to go home.
Yeah.
What kind of a treatment is that?
So I think we need administration now more than ever in the Bay. Because the artists, as Nanyan, the artist to teta nayo uti, and then they nicodemously go to lomdu benithetha ngaye beyokwamkela le as crumbs benizilwela into bamasitshintshe.
But also, Kaloku, you've got to understand the hunger, bruh. This is why I'm saying the weight of the plight of artists is heavier on me than the weight of frustration because I'm part of the panel. I'd rather remain part of the panel and see this crap happening in front of me and be able to voice it out on behalf of the artists rather than have nobody address it at all.
Yes.
I was literally talking to one of the panelists and they're also of the same mind as me, but I'm sitting there begging on behalf of the artists that we bear this one more year. just to ensure that something a little bit can change. Because this year, the 30% issue did kind of was affected, but not fully so. So slowly, surely, we might be able to get there. But if there's no voice that says, guys, that's fuckery there, then what's going to happen to the rest of the artists? Because we also know, yes, the money is nothing. Hence, I'm saying, let's not expect that office to assist us with putting together a rate card. It's supposed to come from us to them. Not bona, but create a platform to create a rate card. Because what's going to happen? They're going to guide us. Did you feel me?
I think art and artistry, we need a structure there. Like a structure of, I believe in administrators. Because administrators will be able to not negotiate from the point of hunger. They would negotiate, they understand the value as an artist.
True, that's right. Like, and you do know almost that in PE, nobody cares for that thing called a manager when it comes to PE artists. They want to speak directly to the artist.
Then we need to teach them.
Because who books a blackie by going directly to blackie? Do you feel me?
Because now this is the amount of money that you got, but I believe that I would have been able to negotiate imali for when.
No, so there's no room for negotiation there.
No, all animals are the same, but all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others.
Yes, but anyway, let's just say, if I'm allowed, after speaking out so much today against the entire thing, if I'm allowed to be a part of the panel again next year, I'll do it.
No, let's check it out.
Yeah, because it sucks being a part of something that but people deserve so much more, and even the little that you're giving them, you're giving it out in a manner that just shows no care, right? We all get, by the way, I guess I'm also still waiting for the 10 days to expire before we get paid, because we invest a lot of our time. Yes. And even us, this last year we were paid. This year we were told we would get an opportunity to negotiate this payment properly in terms of the things that we have to give up to be a part of that panel. This year, there was no space for that. We were told to just wait. We'll be given an amount. We were called, you must just send an invoice for this much. And I'm like, what? What happened to the negotiation? But by that time, I'm already thoroughly frustrated. I don't care. I'm the only one. I feel like I don't want to be that girl who's constantly like, why are you doing it like this when you said you wouldn't do it like this? Do you know what I mean? So let me just leave it. But truthfully speaking, guys, it's hard to be a part of these things. Even at Mandela Bay Arts Festival, it was the same damn shit where at the end of the day, the insult will come to the panelists, and you almost want to say, you know what, get in there. And I know so many artists who don't want to be a part of those things because they don't want to lead in their lives. They just want to be booked.
And that's it.
And when you do take the leadership and forgo performing, because I'm clear about that, I will not be a part of a panel and then still apply to perform because that's a conflict of interest. The sacrifice I already make to be booked for a performance so that you can be booked, only for you to come back and insult me when you don't get booked. Futsek. It's rubbish.
Oh, Podringo is busy with a workshop, I think, right now. He probably has started.
Is it happening now?
Yeah, some Blue Water Bay and some hotel there. Man, I was there, Thomas.
What's the date? It's the 21st.
The 21st.
Oh, for April?
Uh-huh.
No, just for...
At what time is it?
10.
Was it at 10?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a penalty English.
I think Pelemini, I'm not sure. I think 10 to 3. Yeah, 10 to 3.
Okay.
But, I think one, if we're talking the piece, the place for me is awkward. I caught taxi back at Blue Water. I call rank because you call taxi back at Blue Water. I know.
You can't taxi back at Blue Water, Chin.
I buy taxi Motherwell. Yeah, buy taxi back at Motherwell. Yeah, but then Nanska Londo Bataban Mabaye trackers in. But I believe if they had just taken Lando down with Central, it's one taxi for everyone to go there.
Look, they want to explore the whole city.
Okay.
You know, there's other spaces that can be utilized. Okay. And if you really want something, you go to it. Okay. You feel me? So, mhlambi, that's that as well. And Mhlambi, the venue was sponsored by, you know, the hotel themselves, so you can use it for free. You know, you never know. There's a lot of dynamics within all of it. And also, I think we must shy away from this idea that the only spaces we can work in are these ones. We can do anything anywhere. We just need to find a way to make it work. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
But I'd love to hear what the workshop is about.
I don't know. It just said music workshop. It was not specific. Whether
no.
It's songwriting.
Oh, what?
The legalities of music.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay. What's the time now?
We can call it a day. You know, thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Not bad. We can still make it.
I think I took
So we have like good omen.
Yeah.
No, proper, man.
No, it's all good. It was a beautiful one. Yes. I'm still tired. I'm still exhausted. I think I'm going to take this weekend and rest. Do nothing. Drink nothing except for water.
Yes.
And just, you know, get myself right. Yeah. And then be the right child again.
I've never rested.
I'm a
phone.
I try, man. Damn, I'm gonna change my phone number.
Phone.
Yeah, and I change the phone number. Yeah, guys, I'm tired of phone calls. I change it.
You have a right not to answer your phone.
Oh, guys, it's terrible.
You have a right not to answer your phone and text food about Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm thoroughly exhausted, so I'm gonna try and just ndivile kaloku uba kuhletywa ngam ezindaweni uba theni ngathi makareste lo zawuresta bhuti zawuresta ungandifowuneli nawe uthi ujongile le way yabo ayifunisi. I'm gonna take time and rest, but otherwise it's been a beautiful one with too. I've enjoyed this conversation. I feel lighter after I've said futek. I feel so much lighter. But it is what it is with too.
I guess it's demons out.
Yeah, and I guess also as we grow, you know what I mean? It's new levels, new devils. And some of us will take the decision to be that one that speaks for the rest. And sometimes the rest will say fuck you while you're speaking on their behalf to try and fix things for them. But I just hope people can check themselves sometimes before they utter these words, because bias demoralizes us sometimes, you know, and we don't need that. Not in the space that we're in. Unless we all feel we can do it for ourselves, then we can start doing things for ourselves and step down from these things. And
there are similarities between the dead and those who are foolish. Yeah, because the dead doesn't know that he's dead and is making other people feel bad. And then the one who's a fool also is doing all this stupid shit.
His foolish things.
Yeah, and they genuinely not aware that they're stupid and they making, yeah, you know what I mean. So we can hope abantu abafoolish bazaba right. So bazaba be right, guys. Isibhanqa xa funeka uzicharacterize yazi ba zisibhanqa ke easy. Yeah.
Hey man, I guess we can all just do us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe Namke, it's that. Anyway, too, I can't deny the fact that I'm a female. I'm emotional.
Yes.
Fuck about things, you know, and Lando demoralize Lando. My emotions will come to play when I see who's speaking and who's saying what. I'm like, do you know who took your name there for it not to make it? You had an opportunity to make it or not make it. You just did not make it. But kukabanya bantu who couldn't even make it there to the level of figure kuya wena when ubizuya yepeza apa, making sure that next time dipina ndingena kozoya I'm like uzawuthetha anyway man ngalisi igama lakhe. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes people think you've got personal vendetta against them, this and that, but when it comes to talent, there are no personal vendettas. If a person is talented, you're great, we will celebrate you, because at Kabeleni our dream is for one thing, for Nelson Mandela Bay to be recognized as the culture capital of this bitch.
What is born? Thank you very much. That was another episode. Thank you, Siyabong. We Because soze kuye kuthi. They were tell pass young. And it's 5 minutes, 20 minutes ago.